Hey everybody, how's everybody today? Thank you for taking the time a little bit of time out of your schedule to watch my video. I'm gonna start off this morning, and I'm gonna ask you a question. How much of your peace have you given away worrying about something you couldn't change anyway? I want you to think about that for a minute. Somebody else's decision, something that happened to you years ago, what somebody thinks about you, what tomorrow might bring. Yeah, we carry these things around like they're our responsibility to fix. But what if they're not? You know, uh, Again, thank you for watching the video coming in today. I'm Joe. This is Just Sharing Life. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you've not, welcome, and take a minute to like and subscribe there, and I hope you enjoy the video. So what I want to talk about is something I'm still learning myself. And, it's how to let go of things you can't control. And maybe somebody been listening today needs to hear the same message just as I do. We'll see. But, I've realized something about worry. Worry can make you feel like you're doing something about a problem when you're really just carrying it around. You reply to people's conversations and you imagine what could happen. You think about what you should have said, and you wonder what somebody else is thinking. But somehow we convince ourselves that if we think about it long enough, we're eventually going to find the answer. But sometimes there isn't no answer. Sometimes there's simply, something we have to accept. And accepting something doesn't mean you like it. It doesn't mean you agree with it. You simply mean you've decided you're not going to let something you can't change control the rest of your day. And here's the question, that way I look at it. If I can't change it, why am I giving it so much power over me? And that's a tough question, because there are things we can control. I can control what I say, or I can control how I treat people. I control whether I get up tomorrow and try again, but I control what I do the next hour of my life. But I can't control whether everybody understands me or not. I can't control everybody's choices, and I can't change yesterday, and I certainly can't guarantee what's going to happen tomorrow. Yet those are often things we spend most of the time worrying about. Imagine waking up every morning and somebody hands you a heavy suitcase, and you don't know what's inside it, but you carry it everywhere. You carry it to the kitchen, the garage, the car, into work. Eventually somebody asks, why are you carrying that thing? And you say, I don't know. I just been carrying it for years. And I think we do that emotionally. I'm not sure why, but we do. And we get so accustomed to it, carrying something that we forget we're allowed to put down. And maybe somebody hurt you, maybe life didn't turn out the way you expected, or you're worrying about money, or whatever your future is going to look like. Those things are real. But there's a difference between dealing with it in front of you and suffering over something you can't control. And, another thing I've been thinking about is, what could you do with all the energy that you've been spending on worrying? I ask myself that all the time. Maybe it's that energy you need to start something new. Maybe that's you need to use that energy to repair a relationship, or finally take care of yourself. Maybe you simply just deserve to sit on on your porch and just watch the sunset and just think about it, and then you don't have to worry about anything else. Just enjoy being alive and without feeling like you have to solve the entire world's problem before breakfast. There's nothing wrong with that either. But so, here's something simple. I'm trying to remember when something starts eating at me. I ask myself, can I do something about this today? And if the answer is yes, then I need to do what I can. I need to take the first step, and fix what I can. But if the answer is no, then maybe my job isn't to solve it. And maybe my job just to let it go, release it. I don't need it. Because letting go is not quitting. It just simply means that I've done what I can and the rest isn't mine. It's not mine to carry. So that's pretty much all I have for today. And maybe there's something you've been carrying that has gotten a little too heavy and you don't have time to figure it out. Just decide where it belongs in your hands and what doesn't, and take care of what you can control. Give yourself, the permission to let go of the rest, because, your time is valuable and your energy is valuable, and your peace of mind, that's the most valuable. So anyhow, again, my name is Joe. This is Just Sharing Life. And if something I said today, connected with you, and, leave me a comment down below. Tell me if you've learned to stop worrying about it. If you have, tell me how it's working out. And if you know somebody who's carrying something they can't change, share this video with them. Maybe they need to hear it today. So until next time, I'll let you go. Again, thanks for stopping to watch the video. Hit that like button, subscribe. Remember, you don't have to carry everything just because life handed it to you. You can let go. So, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Be blessed. And I'll see you next time.